About the next one, and this is a big one. Oftentimes, you're going to have a cancellation clause in your hotel contract. Your hotel is going to give you a contract clause that says if you cancel at some point, between now and the time of the event, then you owe X amount of dollars. Let's talk about the flip side.
This
right?
is never in the hotel contract.
Because
it will never be in the hotel's contract unless you force it to be.
The hotel always asks for a cancellation clause on if you cancel. But what if the hotel cancels? If a hotel thinks that you've taken too much space, or a really juicy piece of business comes along, and let's say your event was going to make them $50,000, but this other event was going to make them $100,000.
Yes.
If you don't have a clause like this in your contract, the hotel can literally say, "I'm sorry, we can't do your event anymore."
Correct.
And give you any reason they want. Now, technically, yes, they're in breach of contract, and you could go after them. Right?
But you got to spend a lot of money to do it.
And it's a pain in the butt. So what we do is we add in a clause that specifically spells out what the same way the hotel does to you, we spell out what the penalties are if the hotel cancels on you. We had a client who had a contract with a Hyatt property, and the Hyatt property changed ownership. Well, the hotel decided that they were going to shut down their hotel operations and move to be condos.
Yeah.
Well, in order to do that, technically, that was a violation of their contract, and they were canceling on the client.
Correct.
Well, guess what? This particular client got a check written to her for $100,000. It's like 6 lines, right? It's super important.
And this is a seller's market. So why I was saying it's especially important today, it's a seller's market. Hotels have so much business. They're literally turning away business, and they have investors. This day, most hotels report to investors, and they have to make the investors happy. And the investors want what? To make more money. So it is not impossible for that. You think, why in the world would the hotel cancel on me to take a better piece of business? So just make sure that you are covered in that regard. If the hotel cancels on you, at a minimum, they have to help you find a new venue. And if there's any difference, and it has to be of comparable quality. So find a new venue, comparable quality, comparable amenities, comparable services. And if there's a rate differential, like it costs more per room night, it costs more in F&B, it costs more in rental, they absorb those costs on your behalf. And if that can't be done, then they owe you a penalty. It also covers marketing costs. Any marketing cost, any expenses that you've incurred in order to fix the problem, they have to absorb those. What you're ultimately trying to get to is it's more painful for them to cancel on you than it is to take that other piece of business.
Yeah, we're not looking at truthfully.
Yeah, we're not looking for the payday.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
looking for them not to cancel because you've got too much invested in finding this property and in getting it marketing and using your timeline, your marketing timeline,
even if
to have to mess around with that.
Let's say you have a $50,000 piece of business to the hotel, and then a $100,000 piece of business comes along. But in order to cancel, they have to pay your marketing expenses, they have to find you another property, and so on and so on and so forth. And if it's vague enough that it's a little unclear, it's possible that it may cost you, like if you can't go back to the same city, if you have to go to another city and they have no control over that, it could cost them more than the increased revenue. And that's where the teeth come in, right? If it has enough teeth to have the hotel say, I don't think we should do that.
It's just too painful.
Exactly. Let's cancel on somebody else, not on you. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for.